Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moving Forward with Asynchronous Learning. And I just know for myself, this past school year has been insane. And there has been a lot of words such as synchronous and asynchronous. And at the beginning, everyone was like, wait, what? Which one's which? And so I know in school, we were able to do a lot of synchronous activities because we were face-to-face. And so moving towards asynchronous was different for some teachers. And so today we're going to talk about how can we kind of create that blended learning classroom of using synchronous, but also using asynchronous activities within our activities and within our classroom. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Stephanie Howe, and I'm an instructional technology coach in Pickerington Local Schools. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'm going to throw my handle into the chat, and also feel free to throw your handle into the chat as well. Right here, if you want the link to the slides, make sure you join the Google group. I'm going to put the link for the Google slides right into the chat right now. So feel free to explore and follow along with me. If you get you do not have access, you need to join the Google group. So I'm also going to put that link right into the YouTube chat as well. So if you need to join the group, there's that link. If you are already a part of our group, welcome back, and I'm glad you're a member. And here is the link to the slides. So feel free to click that link and follow along. Okay, so again, we're kind of talk about how to blend both this synchronous and this asynchronous model. How do we blend both of these into the classroom next school year? And so with synchronous, it's where the teacher might take the wheel and it's a scheduled time. Where asynchronous, it was very self-paced. The students were driving and they could work on different things anytime they wanted. And so again, how do we blend both of these together in our classrooms next year? Because there was a lot of good instruction happening and our students were starting to move towards mastery of some of these different concepts. With asynchronous, here are just a list of a couple different activities that kind of fell in that category. Our students read and they take notes. They watch videos and it's that kind of based instruction. They were able to listen to different podcasts and explore teacher-created resources, maybe like HyperDocs or something like that. They were engaging in online discussion. We use Google Classroom as our learning management system. And so students were chatting back and forth in Google Classroom with having those silent online debates that were all text kind of focused. They were doing a lot of practice and review, research and exploring. And then they were also reflecting and they were documenting their learning. So again, those are kind of the focus on what is an asynchronous type of activity. And so right there is a kind of a list that falls into that area. So how do we take those asynchronous activities and again, bring them into that classroom environment? And so I want to know, what were some of your asynchronous lessons? So I'm going to share a Wakelet in the chat, and feel free to go onto the Wakelet, and you should be a collaborator. And you're going to go on and you are going to add, and you're going to click this edit. And once you click that edit, you're going to go in and click this green plus sign and then the text box, or maybe you have like a link in a resource that you can add. So you can either add text, or you can add an image, or you can add a PDF, or you can type in the URL to that Google document. If you are typing in that Google document, make sure anybody with the link can view that resource. And so right here with this Wakelet, these are a couple activities that some of my teachers use and that I found on Twitter from my PLN. Let me give it a second. There we go. Daily reflection. So this is a tool that was created by Tyler, and I'm not even going to guess his last name right now. I need to put that in the speaker notes though to give him credit. But this was created by Tyler. And what you do is you grab this little circle and you take it to the emoji. So the students could do this really quick daily reflection asynchronously. They could take their circle and put it over that emoji. They can list 3 different things that they were thankful for. They could think about what their favorite thing that they learned today. And then they were able to write down what they hope to accomplish from this new knowledge. So again, very quick exit ticket for the students to complete. And then they're able to kind of check in with your students. And again, this was done asynchronously. So then when the students came into class, you could review these and have those conversations with students about, okay, I saw you were feeling this way. What's going on? How can I check on you? And that kind of information. This next one right here is a Google Classroom discussion. So we were talking about how students were working on classroom discussions asynchronously. Here's a template using Google Draw. And again, every single student, they pick a box and then they just share a comment. So that way you were able to have these different comments throughout the course where you weren't able to do these in person in real time. Right here's a Jamboard. We had a lot of students that got Post-it notes and they began to brainstorm on a topic using Jamboard. And every single student was able to join this Jamboard anytime they wanted to. And they were able to provide their different ideas and thoughts on a topic. We used a lot of video this past school year. We got sent a report on the video usage for Screencastify, and it was insane. The number tripled of what we have used video this year compared to past years. And so that to me was insane, and just how we use videos to really help drive that instruction. And so right here, you can put the video inside a Google slide. Then over here, you've got some notes. The students are able to summarize that video in 3 to 5 sentences. They can go in here and they can type their answer onto the Google slide. This one, they're able to type their response after watching this Fahrenheit 415 or 451. And then here's a video story problem. So again, so many different ways to use video that we were able to do that asynchronously this year. And then finally, a podcast. We had students that were able to create different podcasts and type their different topics, and they were even starting to create. So here's a podcast template for the students. As they listen, they could take notes. And again, feel free to add your own lesson templates to this Wakelet so that we can collaborate together and view and see what other people did during this asynchronous time. And so now we need to think about, how am I going to redesign my classroom? So now that I've done all of this asynchronous work and I've got all these different templates of students, they're creating, they're completing, they're doing all these different things online. So how do I take some of those things and start to redesign my classroom? And so one way you can do this is by station rotation. And right here on this slide is a station rotation activity. And you can see that the first station is a teacher-led. So taking that asynchronous work, and we're able to put that into these stations. The teacher-led, the students are going to meet with the teacher. So that's your synchronous work. Asynchronous would be this online activity where students might work on this dinner party that was created by Amanda Sandoval. Another activity is the offline activity, and they might do a sketch and tell. And again, these could have been asynchronous activities, but we're putting them into a station rotation model. So that way our students can work on multiple different tasks within 15 minutes. Right here, we have a sketch and tell. So students, again, they walk around the room and they're able to draw from these images the most important things, and then they're going to write about it. And then finally, we've got a choice board. So students are able to work on different choices that they have interest in, and then they can create to show their knowledge based on those different choices. So one way that we can use those asynchronous things is through station rotation and having these different stations set up to, again, we've got the synchronous, which is that teacher-led, and we might do a cool group mini lesson for the first couple minutes. And then after that whole group mini lesson, we might move into some asynchronous activities, and then one where the students are able to meet with their teacher to get feedback or anything that they might need to check in with. Here's another example of a station rotation template. And on the slides, feel free to make a copy of any of these. And down in the speaker notes, there might be a link to a further one. But right here, we've got stations 1, 2, 3, 4. Students are in 4 different groups, and they're going to travel between these stations in 10 minutes. One station, they're going to meet with me as their teacher to get feedback on maybe their writing piece. Another station is the independent practice, where they're working on a problem set or some type of activity where they need to improve on their learning. There's that 5 C's. The students are working on collaboration, communication, problem solving, all of those different skills and soft skills, and doing some projects together with each other. And then finally, that digital content. And again, every single student, they might be differentiated based on need. And you could mix group them as well. So then students are traveling throughout these different stations for 10 minutes to complete these different activities. Again, synchronous activity, and then over here are your asynchronous activities. So this is a great framework for your students to kind of jump in, and they're able to kind of get an understanding for what this looks like. The second idea is using a playlist. So right here we've got a playlist, and you can kind of see that it's engaged and the students have different leveled work. And again, it is the speaker notes has the whole link to this document. And so I'm going to pull that up real quick. And on this document, you can really quickly see that there's different levels. And so we've got level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, 5, and so on. And so right here, engage, the students are going to work on these different activities. They're going to check in with their teacher to get that synchronous work, maybe a mini lesson, maybe feedback. And every student is able to, again, work asynchronously at their own pace on these different activities. So a student who might really have some prior knowledge is going to move quicker than a student that might not. And that's okay. We should allow our student those different opportunities to differentiate their instruction and allow them that different pace and place in their learning. Another example of a playlist is using one like this. So you've got a pre and post kind of test, and then it's going to put students where they are. So if students are proficient, they're going to work on this standard and these learning outcomes, where if they're developing, they're going to focus in on this. And if they're emerging, they're going to focus on this area. They're going to provide evidence for their learning throughout this course. So creating a playlist can really help take those asynchronous activities that the students need to do and add them in here. One thing that I really, really love about this template is that evidence piece. Students have to create and provide different evidence for how they're learning and what they're learning. So again, you've got your pre, you've got your post data, and then students are really starting to track their understanding of a topic. And so this example is on slide 13. And again, the link for the whole document is in the speaker notes. And you can kind of see right here. They're going to learn about it. They're going to practice it. And then they're going to show that evidence of learning. And so all of these are different hyperlinks where the students can explore all these different resources to really engage in the 7th grade science playlist about plate boundaries. And this is like their learning plan for that. Another example is using this kind of format. So this one is on slide 14. I'm going to pull up the whole one. And so right here, you can see you've got your directions. You can put your due dates, and then you can add all your different activities. So these are skills that maybe fall in DOK level 1 and 2. These are skills that fall in DOK level 3 and then 4. And again, you can add all of your different learning onto this playlist for students. And again, some of these might be synchronous with the teacher, or some of these may be asynchronous where the students can complete them in any order at any time. Over here, you can see there's points. And so what I might tell students is you have to earn 8 points in this area. They could do some of these 2 activities or some of these ones or a mix of both to get those 8 different points. The DOK level 3 activities are worth a little bit more, and so are the DOK level 4. So again, students are working together to kind of complete these different activities to kind of show their knowledge on this topic. Over here, the students can keep track of their different scores, and they have to get that teacher stop where they can get a signature and then feedback from the teacher to know if they need to move on. Over here, they can write their total activity points, quiz points, your total score, and then they can link their Google form right here. So you can kind of see this layout is a little bit different than some of the other playlists, and you've got to figure out what's going to work for your students the best that they need to learn. So again, right here, you can see you must accumulate at least 15 points. Each activity has a point value, and then the students have to track their points to make sure that they have completed the amount of points. And so they're going to pick different points from different levels, and they're going to explore and show that they have learned that information. The next idea is the grid method. And the grid method is a really cool strategy that you're able to use in your classroom. This activity was created by Teach Better. And so what it is there's two different kinds of setups. And again, in the speaker notes on slides 16, if you click the image, it will open up the grid method. So I'm going to pull it over. And you can see right here, the students, they start at level 1. And they continue on these different activities. So asynchronous, formative check is asynchronous, but also they have to get a teacher check-in. So there's their synchronous. Every student is, again, working at their own pace on these different activities. Teachers are able to pull mini groups or pull different students or stop the whole class and provide a mini lesson on a topic if they see from that formative data where they need to talk with their students to improve. Over here on level 2, there's a quick check for students, and then they can get peer reviews. And so every level goes by DOK. And so DOK is depth of knowledge. And again, level 1 is going to be those basic recall activities. Level 2, students are going to apply and demonstrate. Level 3 is they're going to compare and contrast. Level 4, they're going to design and start to really construct that learning. And then level 5 is like a genius type of hour. They're going to start sharing their learning through a tutorial, videos, a website, something that they're passionate about and how they can share their knowledge with the world. This is another example of the grid method. Oh, let me try to get to the next slide. On slide 17, this one is a Google slide. So it's, again, the same type of look of the grid method, and this is slide 17. And I'm going to pull this one open as well. And this one's really good for younger students. So younger students, they usually benefit from this model because it's laid out a little bit differently than the Google Doc. And so right here, you can see all the different levels. They're all hyperlinked. So if students are looking at this in present mode, they can go to all the different links that they might need to go to. Once they are able to go to those different topics, they can see the level, they can see the directions, they're able to see that learning target, and then there are different stops right up here. So 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, and so on. And so again, the students are able to go through these different directions, point out all of the information that they know. So DOK level 1, there's that formative check. They're going to have that teacher check-in that's synchronous. The teacher can pull them at any time that she sees based on their formative data that she needs to check in with her students. Over here are also links to maybe a class syllabus or the master tracker or a Google Classroom or SOPs. And so again, you can kind of see all these different things that the students can work on. There's a map of when it should be done that's kind of laid out for them if they need that support. And again, it goes all the way up to that level 5 again. And if you are interested in the grid method, I did a session on it in more detail. It's on Global GEG. And it is called, let me try to find it. It's called Yes, Personalize My Learning. So right here it is. And I'm going to throw that link into the chat. All right, so there's the link if you want to watch it. And again, it goes into detail about the grid method. You get a chance to try it. There's a tracking sheet that you can kind of look at. And again, it's really fun and it's a great way to organize that learning that's synchronous, but also asynchronous. So things to think about when you're kind of organizing this view and this grid and this pathway and playlist and station rotation is when we were using those asynchronous activities, we were able to differentiate. We're able to differentiate for our students based on the needs that they have. We're able to use data and use that data to support our students in ways that we can quickly use that formative data to make changes in our instruction. We can look at that data and go, oh, we need to update this area. We need to move this student along because they've got it. I need to enrich this topic because all my students understand it. So really using data to drive that instruction can really help when you're looking at all of this different information. There's also the C's. So right here, you can kind of see that we're able to allow those students to collaborate and communicate, and we're providing those different opportunities within our different playlists. So students, if you're using the point one, students are able to gain some more points with that, the C's, and kind of driving their instruction that way. Also, there's choice. You could provide those different choice boards types of activities that we showed, and students are able to pick what kind of way they want to learn and how they want to learn about that. So again, it can be kind of crazy to organize all of this different material, but it can be really, really beneficial for our students as well. And so now, of course, we're going to start to create. So you can either create a station rotation model or a choice board. The decision is totally up to you. I'm going to throw this link into the chat. And again, you have to be a part of our group in order to be an editor on this slide deck. So I'm going to copy this link. And I'm going to throw it into the chat. And now is your chance to start to get creative. What kind of choice board might you create for your students? What kind of station rotation or playlist type of activity might you create? And so if you need another one of these, we can add another area and create that opportunity for another word. So I'm going to do a choice board activity. So right here on my choice board, I'm going to go to insert. And usually you insert a table. So with choice boards, you can insert all these different tables onto your blank canvas. Also, if you're coming in to create, make sure you duplicate one of these blank slides. If they're all taken, just 2 fingers, 1 click, or go in and add a blank canvas. Also, make sure that you add your name. So I'm going to add my name under here. So that way we know who created the template. I should have done some template stuff before this, some nuts and bolts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my name in here. And again, find the one that you want to kind of create and get creating. Most station rotations use that table. I don't want to use the table. I'm going to do something different. So I'm going to go into shapes, and I'm going to use this little guy right here. And I am going to add my name right here so nobody messes my slide. Okay, so I've got my first station right here, let's say. Then I'm going to copy this and I'm going to add it down here, and I've got my second station. Then I'm going to paste another one. I'm going to add another station because there's usually 4 stations in station rotation. Okay, so I've got my 4 different stations. Over here, I can use this for directions or notes that my students might need. And then I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. And of course, I like to add color. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do like a bright color scheme. Let's see what we find, because I'm feeling really bright today. Oh, yes, I'm seeing some things that I like. I really like this one so far. Oh, this one's fun too, though. I feel like I can get lost in just picking out colors, which is not good. But of course, I do have to have my colors. All right, I think I'm going to go with this one. Going to grab my eyedropper Chrome extension. And I'm going to grab these different colors and add them to my boxes. And I did not want to do transparent. I'm going to go up here to the plus sign. And again, get creating. I want to see your guys' ideas on how are you going to use asynchronous activities into your classroom. And I think it really helps me, which I'm hoping it helps other people, is having that format. What format are you going to use to kind of help your students organize those different ideas? So you make sure that you include those formative and check-ins and that asynchronous work. And again, I'm just grabbing the hex number from here, and then I'm adding it over onto my slide. Those are really fun colors. And then I want to make my black outline a little bit bigger. And I'm going to make it black. Okay, so I've got my 4 different stations, and I'm going to just align them just a little bit. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to try to grab that blue color as well. just so I have it. And I don't know if I want to make it the background yet. Let's see what it looks like. And if you change the background, just change your background. Don't change everybody's, please. I don't know if I like that. That's too bright. Okay, I think I'm going to keep the white. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another shape. And I was hoping for... Can't remember the website, but I need to like text Ashley because she always uses this really fun website to get some fun things. Cannot find it. Let's see what else I can do. And again, I cannot wait to see what you guys are creating. So grab a blank slide and start to create. Get creative with how are you going to use this asynchronous work into your classroom next school year. Okay. No, it's not font meme. I can't even remember, but thank you, Patricia. Font meme is fun. I could do that. I was looking for something like with a ribbon, and she always has this like really cool site that she goes to. I'm going to text her after this. It started with a G. I do know that, but I don't know anything after that. And I wanted like a fun little ribbon to go up at the top of each of these. Does anyone know of a good ribbon website that? Because I'm not loving that. And on font meme, since we're here, if you go into font collections, oh, this one's really fun. You can find all these different fonts and they create a PDF of the font. And then let's do the blue. And then I just save that as an image. And then I can add that right onto my slide and resize it. Okay, and I'm actually going to add some white to this. Yeah, I wanted like a fun little ribbon on it, but I don't know what it is. Okay, so I got my teacher station. I'm going to go over here, duplicate this, get rid of that, add this, add this. And then I want to do digital content, generate, add that. And I'm going to add this font link onto this slide just in case anybody wants it and maybe just want to change like a word on it or something like that. And you're like, oh, I love that font, but I just want to change that. Feel free to do that as well for your students. Okay, so I've got my digital content right there. Then I'm going to do my 4 C's. And I did not want that big box. There we go. Okay. And then I need independent practice. Or you might be like, oh, I want independent practice to be on 2 lines. Which I probably should have done. It'll be okay though. All right, that doesn't look too bad. All right, so you can kind of see how I'm just kind of playing with these different activities to fit them onto my choice board. Now that I've got my choice board set up, I can provide directions to my students. I could put the groups right on here. Whatever I kind of need to do. And I'm just going to make this a box white. And I am going to just say, meet with Ms. Howe. Okay, and before I duplicate this, I want to center all this information. And then I want to change that font again. And I'm going to do Poppins this time. Okay. And then I'm going to copy this shape, add it over here. And I'm going to have my students watch the Ed Puzzle video. And then I'm going to paste again. And then I'm going to add work on project. And I don't know what they're going to work on yet. And what's great about this is for the next day, I can duplicate this and go, okay, the students are done with their project. So I can leave that station as it is. I could change the digital content so that they're working with like iReady or something like that. I could change whatever I need to change, and I just have to change those boxes. I don't have to change the whole lesson. I can keep the teacher led. I can just change my directions if I want to. So for the independent practice, I want them to work on their project or their problem set. Okay, so you can just kind of see really quickly how I designed that. And I just remembered a trick because I'm going to have to ask Ashley what she does. I wish she was really watching right now. So on Slides Mania, I love Paula. She is amazing. There was this new template that was just added. And sometimes I take from her templates and add them to other templates. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to walk you guys through that. So right here, it's this template. I love this template. And I love this slide right here. Those are the ribbons that I wanted. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to make this in Google Slides. And I'm just going to grab those ribbons because I don't know how she made them. But I really do love them. So right here, I'm going to go down to that ribbon right there. And then because Paula is amazing, I can go to this ribbon and I can change the color. So I can make it whatever color I want. And again, that's all just because Paula is amazing. Okay, maybe orange. I don't like orange. Let's do the pink color. Okay, so I've got my maybe directions, I might say, or something like that. I might have to change this whole thing. And then I'm going to go into Poppins. And then I want to center it. There we go. Add a text box. And then I could add maybe the directions, the learning targets, whatever. I kind of like learning targets or learning intentions or something like that. But I can add whatever I need to add right onto this awesome looking template for my students. I'm just going to put text for now. And again, I could put learning intentions. I could put learning outcomes. I could put directions. What's great about this is I can write whatever I want to write. Then I'm going to take this icon and bring it just a tad down. Right there. Oh, I love this. Oh, that's so much fun. Okay, so again, I might take out some of these white areas and add this fun little banner that could go over top of this because I'm not super in love with that. Or I might just take out the white. That doesn't look too bad, but it is going to look bad with that pink. I don't know. I love it, but I don't. But we can see right here, Patricia's working on hers. She's got 3 different boxes, so I'm excited to see what she's thinking. Station rotation is typically 4, but again, you could take out, like maybe your students don't need to work on independent practice for the day. So then you just make 3 for that day. It's totally up to whatever your students need to make. Okay, I'm going to keep going and I'm going to start a choice board one. So again, if you want to start creating with us, add a blank new slide deck or duplicate this slide and you can get started with that creation. And then we can kind of see each other's designs, use each other's different designs in our own classrooms to figure out what we want to do. All right, so right here, I've got a vocab choice board and I'm trying to think what would be a fun choice board to make. What am I feeling today? Feel free in the chat to throw down any ideas you might have. Oh, you only have an hour a week? Oh my gosh, no way. Patricia, remind me what you teach because that just sounds not fun. Yeah, and totally like these templates, adapt them for your classroom. If you only teach an hour a week, which I think she's technology, you have to customize this for your class. You have to figure out what do my students need and what can I fit in that time. Oh, and real quick, I forgot this. Oh yeah, technology. YouTube, if you go to Gold's playlist, make sure you subscribe. You can subscribe by hitting this little button. Right here, there are custom timers because I'm obsessed with making these. So if you go to playlist, timers, you can learn how to make your own, or you can just use one of my templates. So right here, I want to do a 15-minute timer. And I'm going to add this cute little timer onto my playlist. Slide, insert, video. And then I can add that video right onto my station rotation activity. This is going to be projected for my students. I'll play the timer for them. Once the time's up, they'll switch activities. So again, I can just kind of add this timer right onto my Google Slides. And you are able to, again, to add, you can kind of add whatever you need to. I'm going to send this timer to the back though, maybe if it will let me. Okay, so there's that timer and it's kind of hidden in the back. So that way my cute little banner pops out. But I forget what I was going to say. Oh yeah, explain everything using video. So I think I don't know if she's going to do this, but if Patricia does this, right here, she could add videos right onto her station rotation. And then the kids could just click the link or click the play button on those videos and watch that video and begin to learn whatever they're creating. So I love that idea. I hope you're going with that. I don't know where you're going yet. But down here on the choice boards, I'm going to go ahead and create one. So again, I can add a timer if I wanted to for my students. And again, these are just really fun and I have fun creating these. So any requests on a timer, let me know. Yes, please show me one of yours and create your own timers because they are a lot of fun. And I just learned a trick with iMovie with timers, but I'm getting really off topic. Okay, I'm going to steal this because this is what I wanted in the first place. I am just going to create a 4 choices. This is going to be like a mini choice board. Typically, choice boards have anywhere from 6 to 9, but some students, that's a lot. That's too many choices. And then they get really confused and just angry. Okay, I want to do bright colors again. I like this one. I feel like if Ashley was here, she would love this one as well. I hope she hears like that I'm talking about her right now and just jumps on to tell me what that site was because it's really bothering me. So again, custom colors, and I can go in and I can add all these fun custom colors onto my slide. And I love choice boards because it really does differentiate and the students can pick their interests. They're not like easy or hard. They're just different work for your students. And so that can be really, really fun. Okay. Then I want to grab that blue color. And again, just go to Slides Mania, take her designs, and then just kind of recreate what you need. Love that. Okay, and that's what I wanted before I did that little white thingy that I'm going to have to go back and probably remake because I'm not in love with it. Okay, and let me add my green color somewhere. I don't know where I want it yet. I think I'm going to put green here and actually change what I was going to do. Perfect. Okay, so then I'm going to add a text box. And I'm going to do an exit ticket choice board. Okay, because I know I have that stuff in my drive. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to change the color of this to that one color that I already got rid of. I'm going to make this bigger. I know I love these too, Patricia. I really do. And again, that's just using Slides Mania. And I love, love, love Paula. Okay, what font is this, Paula? I shouldn't have got, here, we got it. Okay, DM. Because I think I like her font. I don't think I want to change that. I hope you guys enjoy just me talking to myself because I do this a lot when I'm designing different things because I'm like, oh, What else do I want? But I feel like you guys are listening to me, so it's all good. Okay. And then I want this to pop out. Okay, perfect. All right, so this is going to be choice 1, choice 3, choice 4, and then choice 2. And then I'm going to go to my drive because I know I already have all of this stuff. Yes, love, love, love Paula at Slidesmania. She is amazing. Exit tickets, and let's see what just pops up. And again, this is kind of what I do while I'm designing. I have a ton of stuff in my drive, and it is probably the most unorganized drive ever, but I can type these different things into there, and then I'm able to add whatever I'm thinking into my slide and my design. Oh, let's see. I love it. And you added Frozen. Oh my gosh, Patricia, this is amazing. So again, there's like a link and you can hyperlink. Yes, you can hyperlink right in there. And then I love it. And all these gifts up here. Oh, so gorgeous. Okay. I wish other people would start creating so I can see how awesome you guys are as well. All right, let's see here. I've got my drive open. Okay, what my students could do. Okay, they could do this one. This one's really cool. So this is a Jamboard activity and it's Q&A. Students write down a question and then they swap it with a partner. So I'm going to call this the first choice that they could do. And again, they might not pick it. Q&A partner exit ticket. Perfect. And then I might do a thin slide exit ticket because I love thin slides. I'm just going to call it thin slides actually. And again, I'm going to go in here and kind of search and I'll get that thin slides in a minute. And I'll go over thin slides once I find it. Oh, I had a really cool one that I made the other day. It was called 3, 2, not 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, let's go. This one was really, really cool. And again, hyperlinking can make things a lot easier for your students. Here it is. And so with this exit ticket, students write down 3 facts that they learned during the unit, 2 questions that they have, 1 thing that they want to learn more about, and then this challenge. And this challenge is really fun. They have to write down different topics, and then they have to categorize each of the different things into that category. So using some of that retrieval practice. Let me make sure that link is shared with the people. I don't think it is. Okay, that one should be shared now. Let me know if there are any other issues with that choice board. Let me find another activity. Let's do thin slides real quick. And again, my students could pick. So I could have 2 students pick this activity. I could have 20 pick this activity and 3 pick number 3. And then number 4, I have to figure out what I'm going to do. Oh, wow. Yes, this is fun. Slide 11. Love it. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Learning through play. I love that. Oh, see, this is why I love creating with people because then I get ideas and I'm like, oh, like this is just fun. Did you make these circles and then like what is this? Text because it's a photo. I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait for the chat to figure out what that was. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this one. One image, yeah, that works. Okay. And again, I would customize this for whatever I was teaching, but since it's summer and I'm not teaching a class, I can just use my links and then I can make a copy for when I do teach this. Thin slides. There we go. And then I just need one more exit ticket. Oh, I don't want thin slides again. Just want exit tickets. Let's see here. Did I have a Jamboard activity? Yes, I did. We might be able to do 2 Jamboard activities. I don't like that one. Oh, I know what we could do. We could go to Canva. These are all made in Canva. Oh, I like this one. Okay. So I'm going to go to copy all these. Oh, fun. So they're playing games for what they learned. Love it. And again, right here, it's just 2 choices. Choice boards don't have to, they at least need to have like 2 choices, but they don't need to have like 9. And again, you know your students best. So what do your students need when they're kind of learning throughout that way? Okay, and I'm just going to delete all these ones that I don't want because I wanted that show and write one, that purple one. Oh, that's so much fun. I love that, Patricia. You're amazing. I wish I was in your class. Okay, I'm almost there. Maybe. I wish there was a faster way to delete these. Maybe someone does know. Maybe, can I hit delete? Nope. Nope. 2 out of 10. We're almost there. And then again, I can add that link right onto my slide deck. And then I can use that. And my students, again, they have some choice in how they're demonstrating what they learned from today's topic, which can really help build some student ownership and build some student engagement within my lesson. Okay, delete. There we go. I'm going to share this. Make sure I share it with the group. I won't notify you guys. Share. I'm going to go here, click copy, and add that over here. And this was called, what do I want to call it? Show and write. Okay. And then I'm going to link it in. Okay, so we went over how to create choice boards and station rotation type lessons. And for this, I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to give my students about maybe 5 minutes is what they'll need. So again, I love to go to timers and I love to create my own timers. So I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to go into gold playlist. Timers are right here. And I'm going to add this link onto the presentation. I'm going to create like another slide. That way you guys have this. I'll call it timers. Great, it's now added. So if you need that, you've got it. Okay, and then let's see here. What are we feeling? Am I chalkboard maybe? Chalkboard it is. 5 minutes. Copy this link, go back to my choice board, insert, and I really like to use timers because I think they help my students stay on task. If they don't help my students, they help me stay on task because I'm the type of person that doesn't stop an activity until I'm done. So when a timer goes off, I'm like, okay, I've got to switch task, and it really does help me focus. So again, your classroom, you decide what you guys need. But there we go. Okay, so there is our station rotation that I'm not fully in love with yet. I think I do want to get rid of that white. The white is kind of bothering me. Okay. So I've got my station rotation with the 4 different stations. Patricia's got hers over here with 3. If you are adding, make sure you add your name into the bottom so that we know who to give credit if we do steal and reshare this on Twitter. But then I can add my learning intentions or whatever. And then down here, I made my other choice board. I've got 4 different options, hyperlinks, so my students can just click and make a copy or whatever they need to do. Like thin slides, they would all be in that activity. And with thin slides, they would all be in that activity and they would create one word and 1 image. And then I just had them add a quote as well for this activity, but I could change those directions once I know for sure what I'm teaching. And then this show and write I stole from Patty B. And it looks like she used Canva to create this. You draw a picture representing the topic. You talk about 3 fun facts about the picture and then 3 takeaways. So again, my students could go in. I could create, everybody has the same slide and they're working together, or I could force a copy or add it to my learning management system. And then I love, 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 love. Oh, wow. Yes. So Patricia was amazing. And down here, she added links for us. What is this? Quiet Book Queen Giphy. Oh, this is fun. So again, you can see all of these different links that she used to create this. And I love it. She's using a lot of Giphy. And I have the Chrome extension, which I'm pretty sure she probably does too. But if you have the Chrome extension, you can go in. And I like to use the stickers. And I'm going to do like stars or something. And then I can add these stars right onto my choice board. And then I can kind of jazz it up however I want to do that. Oh no, I deleted the wrong thing. What did I do? That was weird. Okay, let me find what happened to my number 3. Okay, there we go, it's back. And again, I could add that Giphy wherever I wanted, and that's why I love, love, love that extension, because then you can resize them, and you just have to drag and drop it wherever you want it. I think I'm going to leave it off for this one, or your Bitmoji, whatever you need. Okay, I have not looked at the chat, so let me go there real quick. Patricia, last activity was online. Prepared for Game Fridays, that's what I do. We worked with movies and for thin slides first time. Yes, I always use the Chrome extension. Yeah, that Chrome extension is amazing. Okay, keep on adding your ideas. This will not like oh, yes, that is fun too. Okay, I love this one as well. So we've got this image here, observe, 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 wonder and extend, and then name. Patricia, you're going to have to come on and help me one time. We're going to have to do like a lesson on something. So reach out to me, Patricia, if you are interested in that. So that is kind of the choice board examples that we've walked through. And then back to this, I did add a slide. Let me refresh so that it shows in my presentation. I added timers. So if you click this little guy right here, it will take you to that playlist. This one walks you through how to create your own timer. But if you don't want to create your own timer, there are so many to choose from. And I'm about to add a bunch of these after this session that look like this. And I'm just so excited about this design. I love this one. So again, I'm addicted. And if you need something, let me know because we could create it, I'm sure, for a timer. All right, thank you so much for joining today. I hope you enjoyed the asynchronous time and the questions and the designing that we did. And I think too, if you, I'm going to throw this link for feedback in the chat. Get creating. Think about how can you use asynchronous in your synchronous classroom? How can you use both? And maybe it is setting station rotation. Maybe it's a playlist. Maybe it is a choice board. Decide what it is. And maybe it's a mixture of both. Sometimes in my 4Cs activity, I'll put a choice board in there. And so it's like a crazy, crazy thing that my students are able to do. They have their 3 stations and then they get a choice on that 4th station. And they love, love when I do that. So many different ways to kind of add different ideas into your classroom with either station rotation, playlist, or a choice board. And again, if you wanted to create a playlist, just start a new topic. Happy to see some of those designs. I'm going to add a couple more blanks. Again, if you come in here and add your information, so that way we know who made it. And feel free if you want to, like Patricia did on some of her examples, she added like where she got the Giphy, where she got that, because sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, like I love this. What is that? You can go down here and you might be able to find out. All right, let me go back to the slide that I had. So make sure you fill out that feedback form. That feedback form gives me feedback so I know where I need to improve. And it also can give you a certificate of attendance if your school district will accept that, or maybe you just want a pretty certificate of attendance. Also, make sure you check out the Gold EDU website and follow us on Twitter. And make sure you also subscribe to Gold EDU on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I had fun creating with you and moving forward with asynchronous learning. And I cannot wait to see some of these designs when you guys are watching back on the recording, because I know we have a lot of people watching that recording. And I would love to have you guys join us live because I love having a live chat here with me, but totally get it if you're unable to. But again, keep designing and keep working on your different designs for that asynchronous work. Thank you.